Okay, and this is part three of a series of small experiments on solubility, and this is my favorite part. This is basically, you can run this like a little murder mystery. So I like to talk to a student at the previous day, or have it set up in advance. Some student who's going to pretend to be the victim, and you can get some wee props like a plastic knife and use a bit of tomato sauce or whatever. And so the rest of the students come in, and one student's been murdered, playing dead on the floor, and there's a murder note that says, ha ha, I did it. Um, and essentially, they can use science in this case to work out who the murderer was. So again, for this experiment, what you'll need is a few packs of colouring in pens, so felts. And it's really important this time, really all you need is the black felt tip pens. So you'll either need to buy 5, 6 different brands of felt tip pens and just take the black one out of each, or maybe you can go around your school and pinch the black felt tip from the other classrooms. So ideally you really want sort of 5 or 6 different brand black felt tip pens. You can usually pick up a packet of felts from your local dollar store, for $1 or $2, maybe $2.50. So even if you have to buy 5, 6 packs, it's not actually that expensive. So you get your different black felt tip pens, and you give those to 5, 6 students in the class. So those are the suspects. And what the students can then do is they will cut little strips, or you can have them pre-cut for them, little strips of filter paper, and they will go to the suspects and get them to draw a little black line across their strip of filter paper. Now, you as the teacher, it's best if you do the murder note itself. So you cut a strip out of the murder note, so that again you've got a little black line across part of the strip, and so that you can test the murder note. So what we're doing here is a technique called chromatography, and what it does is basically you're going to hang a strip of filter paper in over a cup, so at the very end of the strip is touching some water at the bottom of the cup, and as water gets drawn up the strip of paper, the stripe of ink will dissolve into the water and start to travel up the strip of paper, up the filter paper. But what happens is that as the ink dissolves, it's actually a mixture of different coloured pigments, and every brand of black pen has its own special formulation. Different companies use a different mixture of colours to achieve the black. And so as the black ink travels up the filter paper, it'll separate into its colours, because some of the colours that are in that mixture will move faster, they're more soluble than other colours. So as the black line, as it gets drawn up the strip of filter paper, it'll separate into its colours and produce a very unique band. So each of the black pens will produce a slightly different, a characteristic series of bands of colours, or a characteristic pattern on the filter paper, and this can be compared against the strip of paper from the murder note. So it's best if the teacher does the murder note. You might get lots of kids asking, but it's probably easiest if you do that one. And you can hang that up. You can make like use a bit of string with some pegs. You can hang that up the front of the class somewhere, and then the rest of each group in the class can test the pens from the suspects, and they can take it up and compare it to the murder note. And usually you'll find that really even 5, 6 different brand black pens will usually always produce 5, 6 unique different patterns. And so by matching the pattern, you'll be able to tell who the murderer was. And in this image here that I have of a set that was done, you can hopefully clearly see that one of the pens here, the pattern is identical to the murder note. You've actually got two are quite similar, but one, if you look really carefully, if you look at the colours that it's made up of, you can see is a definite match to the murder note.